Have you been thinking about making a move to the Portland, Oregon area and living in a 55 or older community? Well, in today's video, we're going to be covering King City and the neighboring neighborhood of the Highlands to see if it's right fit for you. And we're going to show you 3 different properties at 3 different price ranges. And if you stick around to the very end, we're even going to show you a bonus property in the Highlands neighborhood. And we're getting after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Portland, Oregon, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you can be the first to know when we drop a new video. I'm Ann Stewart. This is Erica Hagfirst. We're your go-to gals for making a move to the Portland area. We get calls, emails, and texts from people all the time making the move. And if you're thinking about making the move, reach out to us. All of our contact information is in the description below. We'd love to set up a Zoom call or a phone call and talk about making your move to the Portland area as smooth as possible. So today we are walking through the neighborhood of King City. It is a rainy day, so we've got our umbrella out, typical Oregon day here. But we're kind of walking through the neighborhood of King City, which is not a super big suburb, right? You know, when you talk about King City, it is its own proper city. However, you most commonly are referring to the 55 and older community, which we're visiting and talking about today. It's a super cool area. It's got a 9-hole golf course in it. It's over there. It's, you know, about 5,200 people are in King City, most of which is going to be in this 55 and older community. Yep. There is also an adjacent community called the Highlands. It's a newer, smaller add-on to this community, but it's, you know, great proximity for people who still want to be somewhat close to Portland, walking and so. Yeah. We're like going up and down the sidewalk. So if you see me go down a little bit, I'm trying to keep up with Erica. She's got longer legs than I do. So, you know, you're just outside of Portland a little bit. You're like 10 minutes to the Bridgeport Mall. You're 15 minutes to, you know, Southwest Portland and downtown area. And it's really just kind of skirts Tigard to the south. And it's a really lovely area. You know, most of the homes that are built well, they're all one-level homes. Yeah. So great, you know, mid-size to small, one-level homes. And they were built in the 60s. And so, like, a lot of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. Obviously, the footprints can change, you know, as far as the square footage. You can get them as low as 800 square feet, and they go up to, you know, 1,600 square feet on average. And there's these little inlets. I'll show you kind of here as I kind of turn the camera. This is not like a full thorough street behind us. There's a lot of these little inlet roads where they're off the main roads that you're driving through in the King City area. Like a glorified cold. Yeah, exactly. And it is. You've got, you know, maybe 4 homes there, and they've done a really good job. I mean, the nice thing is that, you know, it's a really quiet community, even though you have a 9-hole golf course in the middle of this neighborhood. And so, you know, it's become this great place for people who want to downsize. They want the one-level living. They're not ready to be in assisted living. They can still do all of this on their own. However, they just don't want the big yard and the big houses anymore, you know? They want the nice community. And that is exactly what King City delivers in these really beautiful packages. And, you know, because the community was originally developed in the 60s, what's kind of cool is that most of these homes have been modified, updated over time. Now, not all of them. So you still get a few of these that are like pretty original, which is kind of fun to see. However, you know, people take great pride in their homes here. There is an HOA in the community, which is pretty moderate, and there's, you know, some transfer fees and stuff like that. However, it's all very reasonable, especially if somebody's, you know, on a somewhat fixed income. Price ranges here are pretty moderate, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, the average sales price in King City at the time of doing this video is right around $367,000. You can find them in the mid-300s for the smaller properties, and they go up to the 500s. They don't go too much higher than the 500s, unless you go over to the Highlands, which we'll show you a little bit later. Those price points definitely are in like the low 6s. And but the low Highlands, they're also newer homes. Yeah, those were built in the 90s. Yes. They're a more, you know, very traditional 90s, a little more modern floor plans, you know. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, those definitely are higher in price point than the originals. Yeah, for sure. It also should be noted that some of the fees you can expect for moving into this community, like Erica had mentioned, there is a 1.5% transfer tax, and the HOA dues at the time of doing this video are $800 per person per year.
And that covers things like common areas. There is a rec facility / clubhouse, which we've taken some video of that for you to take a look at. Well, it's a well-run HOA, but it's not overly expensive. You know, some HOA communities get pretty high up there, and for the age of this area, it's not too bad.
No, and one thing to keep in mind, HOA, the $67 or $800 a year, that does not cover your golf.
Right.
You do,
yes, good point.
Those golfing privileges. It is a semi-private club, you know, but then that will be an additional fee.
Yeah, excellent point.
And you know, these are still detached homes, so you are maintaining your property. You're doing your maintenance on the home. You are, you know, paying for your utilities, all that kind of stuff outside of the HOA, and to keep the community nice.
Yeah, and we're going to show you three to four properties today. Mm-hmm. So stick around, because all of them are very, very different in different price points.
Yeah.
But one thing to note is that you can be on the golf course if you want a golf course property. You are going to pay more for it because that's considered locational plus. However, for some people, it's a pro and a con because you get the view of the golf course, but then you might get hit with golf balls, or you might have a lot of traffic coming through your backyard, right?
As someone who has lived on a golf course, not this golf course, obviously, because I'm not there yet, but it is definitely kind of both a pro and a con. I loved living on the golf course because it was, you know, somebody maintaining this beautiful lush lawn, and it was a great view. However, now I was in a good location. I didn't get too many golf balls directly like hitting my house or anything like that.
But that can happen. You've seen those complaints.
Yes, I had family who lived on another part of the golf course, and they had windows broken. They had to do some, you know, modifications, and you know, so it can definitely be a little bit of a danger at times.
Yeah,
especially if you want to spend a lot of time outside. So,
all right, now that we've told you all about King City, we're going to go show you 3 different houses in King City at 3 different price points.
Right.
So you can kind of get a gauge on what do you get for the money, because that's what people always want to know is how much can I get? And then if you stick around to the end, we're going to give you a bonus house. We're going to go over to the Highland neighborhood, which is very different than the actual King City neighborhood, and show you a house so you can get a feel for what these two neighborhoods, who are really side by side to one another. Mm-hmm. They kind of almost blend together, but they're very different once you get from one neighborhood to the next. So stick around. We're going to start showing you these houses. All right, so this is the pharmacy, McCain's Medical right here. You can go in there and get all your needs met for prescriptions and otherwise. And so we're going to cruise through the King City shopping area, which is literally walkable from the neighborhood. It's meant to be super close. There's an eyeglass place, King City Dental, got a bookkeeping office. I actually get my lashes done right here on the corner at Beauty by You. She does a great job and does a lot of other things for beauty maintenance. Then you've got coffee time. That's a busy little spot in the mornings. People go in there and get coffee. You got Gambino's, which is a Italian cafe, and it is packed. When I went in there the last time, there's a donuts place, Gorilla Donuts. You've got King City Cleaners. You got a little dance academy. This is really at the base of Bull Mountain, so there's a lot of families that come down here for that. You've got Mazatlan, who doesn't love good, delicious Mexican food. And then you've got the grocery outlet. So if you're looking for affordable groceries, this is the hot spot right here, grocery outlets. They have great deals going all of the time if you're not familiar with them. We have quite a few of them here in Oregon. They're locally owned, each one of them. And you got your Pizza Hut and a liquor store right down there and a laundromat. And if you need banking, they've got a Key Bank right here on the corner, which is kind of a Northwest locally run bank. And then they also have another dentistry place right here. And then a Bank of America, which is centrally located, kind of a cute little building for the bank. It looks like an old school bank, doesn't it? All right, we're heading into the shopping area across from King City. You've got a Trader Joe's. All right, so we're standing in front of property number 1 that we want to show you in the King City neighborhood. Erica, why don't you tell us some specifics about it?
Yeah, so this is a great little property. It is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, just over 1,000 square feet. It's got a 1-car attached garage. Now this one, even though it's priced in, I think about $385, 85-ish, yeah. This has a lot of updates. So it's got a new roof, a new water heater, and a new electrical panel, as we were talking about earlier. Really important to make sure that some of those systems on the home have been updated. It also has a fireplace and a covered patio out back, but you've got a nice little option here. I mean, under $400,000 for, comfortable living.
Yeah, this is the average. This is closer to the average sales price in King City. So this is kind of what you can expect a lot, which is a 2-bedroom kind of on the smaller side. But like Erica said, there's a lot of improvements done to it.
Yeah,
so
this is a fantastic
not a fixture.
No.
You got a lot of good system updates. And so this is kind of what, the higher 300 range gets you in King City area.
Great option for somebody, low maintenance yard, and the exterior of the home is in excellent shape.
That just moved in about 1.5 years ago. Everybody loves it. You've got a Planet Fitness. I go to that one and I see a lot of folks from the King City area. Lots of good parking here, which is not always the case in some of these Trader Joe's parking lots. Hardware, which is great.
It just came in.
Yep, Chipotle. Everybody loves that right now. Kind of all the rave. You also have a McDonald's in here. You've got a Panda Express, Little Caesars, another local bank, Home Street Bank, and Biscuits Cafe. If you need a great little breakfast spot, Biscuits is fantastic. Everyone loves Biscuits. They used to be only one of them over in Oregon City, but they branched out to multiple parts of the city. You also have a Marshall's here, which is like an offshoot of Ross and Home Goods. You've got a Dollar Tree. And then across the parking lot, you have a Starbucks, a drive-through Starbucks. And there's the Starbucks. And we're pulling in here to the Safeway area. There's Petco. So if you have a pet, that's where you can go to get your pet supplies and your grooming. And another grocery store conveniently located in King City is Safeway. It's our biggest chain grocery store where you can pretty much get all your goods. Some people walk across the street or Highway 99 to get to it.
All right, so we are standing here in front of house number 2. And why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so this one's values right around the $460 price range. So what does the 400s get you? It's a 2-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, right around 1,351 square feet. You also have a 2-car garage, and it sits not on the golf course, but you definitely have a view of the golf course, which is kind of coveted around here in King City because you don't have that on the golf course worry that you're going to have balls coming at you, but you have a view of it, so you kind of have the best of both worlds. It is in a little inlet road here, so again, just a feeling like you're kind of secure back here on a cul-de-sac. And this property has a lot of updates. They have new furnace and air conditioning. They have a fully remodeled kitchen and bathrooms. They just have a lot of improvements, a newer roof, things like that. So this one for, not quite $100,000 more than the first property we showed you, but you get an extra bathroom, an extra, bay in your garage. You get a little peekaboo view of the golf course, and then you have a ton of improvements. So
and a lot more space.
And a lot more space. Yeah, a lot more square footage. And it does have kind of a corner yard, so it might have a little bit of a bigger yard than the first property we saw, but nothing, out of control, crazy to manage. So this one just offers a lot more, but you're going to pay in the mid 400s for it. And so this is what property number 2 can get you in the King City area. All right, we are at property number 3 right here in King City. This one is what it's all about.
It is. This is the prime of the prime. So 2-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1,350-ish square feet. But this home has been completely updated and sits on the golf course.
On
so
the
you've
golf
got
course.
A beautiful golf course view. You've got the oversized 2-car garage. It's got hardwood floors throughout the entire home, which has been completely updated. As you can tell, it looks like it's got a newer roof on it. This is just kind of like the top of the line when it comes to King City, and it's priced at $539, and that would be indicative of, what you're going to find inside. So beautiful home with the golf course view, not just the view, but on the golf course, and a great outdoor space in the back, so that you can kind of sit and watch those golfers go by in the afternoon or when you're having your morning cup of coffee.
The King City Clubhouse is the hub for all things activities. You can walk in there almost any day of the week and you'll see groups hanging out in there. They have all kinds of clubs such as music club, travel club. They have social clubs of all kinds. If you take a look at their newsletter, you'll see a full calendar of activities throughout the months. So it's a great place to get involved and stay in community at the Clubhouse. The King City Golf Course is a semi-private golf course, 9 holes, I've actually had some family members that have gone down there a time or two. If you do live in the King City community, you're going to be paying the normal King City HOA, but you will have to pay additional for using the golf course. But you can expect to easily get on. They are not too busy. They do have a pro shop, and you can rent golf clubs. All right, so we're standing out in front of the Highlands Clubhouse right directly behind us. It is a very active community. I actually have
Super active.
I have a family member that lives in the Highlands, and he is like the chili cook-off master. He organizes that every year. But they have a lot of activities and gatherings that you can be a part of. They've got a Bible study, they've got poker night, game night, movie night. They have regular get-togethers, and they have a very active community in that they have, if you go to their website, they have both past and present newsletters. And if you take a look at that, you're going to see that they're very active and very involved, and it's only about 316 single-family homes and condominiums in the Highlands area, so it's not a super big community. Similar to King City, these areas are not expanding. You can't go and buy lots and build. Like, what's here is what's here, so there's just not a lot.
And that's something to think about, is that, like, these type of communities are not really being built. I mean, what's happening these days is that they're being put into more of an assisted living or, like, condo-type situations. But you're not finding, new senior living and detached home.
We just don't have them
built. Just because we don't have enough land in the greater Portland metro area to do, regular housing. So
let alone one level type properties. Yeah.
So these one level communities that were put up back in the day in the 60s, 90s, they are gems.
Yeah.
And definitely highly coveted areas to be in. There's huge demand for the Highlands. There's huge demand for King City. We've got some other areas locally that we'll be doing as well that are all come in high demand.
Yeah, stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a series of videos on 55 or older retirement communities in the Portland area, which there are not very many. Yeah. There's like less than 5. But this is a great option alternative if the King City vibe isn't yours and you want something that's a little newer. And
these are just a more modern feeling home. I think the 90s style of home is a little bit more transcending to be updated. You've got the higher ceilings, you've got vaulted ceilings in a lot of cases.
But you are
more open floor plans.
You're still going to pay a higher premium to live in this neighborhood.
Yeah. These homes really kind of almost start in the mid-5.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything in the 400 range. Definitely not in the 300 unless you're looking at a condo.
Yeah.
And even the condos can go into the $400,000 range. So this is definitely, it comes with a price tag increase. However, if this is what you're looking for, it is a fantastic option to have a floor plan and a structure that is much more easy to update and has kind of those things like the vaulted ceilings, higher ceilings already built into it. You're not having to try and go like adjust a roof line, because that's not easy or fun.
All right, since you stuck around to the end, you get the bonus property, which is in the Highlands neighborhood. It's not in the King City one, obviously, from the house behind us that we're showing you here.
Very different.
Very, very different. Obviously built in 1990. But Erica, why don't you tell us some details about this particular property?
Yeah, so this home is a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, just under 1,700 square feet. It's got a 2-car garage, updated roof, newer furnace and water heater, some updated lighting fixtures. As you can tell with the roof line, these homes tend to have some of those more modern features, like vaulted ceilings and just a larger footprint. They've got, more modern features. And that's the cool thing about them being a little bit newer. You do have a larger lot generally, but you also have a bigger footprint of a home. So you're not necessarily taking on too much more when it comes to landscaping. But, you've got updated kitchens in these already just based off of the age of the home. And they're really generally nicer floor plans that you could have, people staying over, a guest bedroom, crafting, or hobby room. So, yeah. All right, so there you have it. You have, actually four different homes and 4 different price points to kind of show you what you can get in the King City Highlands neighborhood just outside of Tigard if you are looking for a 55 and over community.
Yeah, and if you are looking for something that these communities offer and you want to learn more, hit us up. All of our information is in the description below. We would be happy to help you make a smooth move, talk over getting out here and taking a look at some properties. And we would love the opportunity to hop on a Zoom call or a phone call with you soon. So see you on the next video.